check, mic, test. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of Professor Dr. Nur Saada binti Abdul Rahman, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw, Director of Institute of Educational Leadership, University of Malaya. Please be seated. My name is Norzeti binti Muhammad Zahir, currently master student at Institute of Educational Leadership, University of Malaya. I'll be the MC for today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's inaugural lecture of Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw on the use of concept test study in writing a series of best-selling academic books. It's gratifying to look around and see so many familiar faces. That's a pleasing welcome to what we know is going to be a great inaugural lecture. Many of you have made a huge effort to join us today. On behalf of us all, we are deeply appreciative and offer you our most grateful welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let us stand up for the singing of our national anthem, Negaraku, followed by the University of Malaya song. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. I'm sorry, there's another song. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you may now be seated. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming the chairman of today's inaugural lecture, Professor Dr. Nur Saada binti Abdul Rahman, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research and Innovation, University of Malaya, to deliver her address. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Professor, it gives me great pleasure this morning to actually chair the inaugural lecture of Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw. Professor Dr. Chua began his career, Professor Dr. Chua actually is a homegrown expert. I was made to understand talking to him this morning. He received his bachelor, master's, and PhD all in Malaysian University, both in UPM and UKM, and then started teaching in a school, and followed by moving to a teachers training college. And in 2008, he joined the University of Malaya, which is our luck, I presume. So Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw is a professor currently at the Institute of Educational Leadership in the University of Malaya. He teaches research methods and statistics courses, and has also worked as a research method and statistics consultant at the Unit for Enhancement Academic Performance in the University of Malaya. He has a book series on research methods and statistics, book 1 to book 5 with 61 chapters. And these books are all the McGraw-Hill's top 10 best-selling titles in Malaysia. He is also an author, reviewer, and editorial board member of the Web of Science ISI Journal, or for the Social Science Citation Index. In 2015, he was awarded the Outstanding Journal Reviewer Award, Top 10 Quartile by Elsevier for his contribution in reviewing journal articles of the Tier 1 ISI Journal in the Thomson Reuters Social Science Citation Index. He is he has also been invited in many conferences and seminars, and is a permanent invited speaker of local and private universities for data analysis using SPSS, AMOS, and Smart PLS workshop. I think you would rather like to hear what he has to say than what I have to say. So without much ado, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw to deliver his inaugural lecture.
Okay, very good morning to all of you. So, thank you very much to Professor Nur Saada Abdul Rahman for the good work. So, I will begin my my speech today. Today, I feel a little bit nervous. Normally, I have conducted this workshop almost every month for these 3 years for IGS. You know, IGS, every time 2 days. But I never feel like this, you know. The feeling is different. So, okay. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I had to prepare this so that I just read. So So acknowledgement. First of all, I would like to thank the Honorable Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Professor Nur Saada Abdurrahman, so for the generous word and for introducing me to the audience. So thank you for your presence today. Your being here this morning bring honor to me, and I'm grateful to you. So, very good. Okay. Then I would like to add a special word. Thanks to staff. Some of the staff are here. And student, alumni, just like our Mabel Tan, is the president and CEO of the UCSI College. And also our student, like the general manager from Tsinchu Jikpo, is currently my student also. So, and distinguished guests for many outstanding colleges and universities, friends, and anyone in the hall. Anyone means everybody. So, your attendance today is highly appreciated. So, this inauguration would not have been possible without the work of several significant parties. My heartfelt thanks to our fantastic inauguration committee, the staff of the Institute of Educational Leadership, UM. So our staff are all here. Okay. Last but not least, special thanks and love to my wife, Pokaiwa, is sitting there. And my 3 children, Ipe, Wansing, and Jingsing. So they're coming today, but they have to skip the class. So thank you very much for their never-ending support to me. They always support me, although sometimes I'm doing wrong. It's okay. So I have focused on the topic today, the use of concept text study in writing a series of best-selling academic books. I put this title because I think the title is very interesting, and that's why you come. If I put a simple title, then you won't come. So it is not because I'm good in writing, or my skill is good. I'm still learning, and then I'm still trying to improve myself. Okay, so the end of this speech is not to sell my book, but to share my experience to you on writing and academic book, to provide some motivation to some of you who wish to write academic book. So I think academic book today is very important as a writer. In university, most of the lecturers, they have to write book, and students also. So my experience in writing academic book, in 1991 to 1995, I was teaching in a secondary school, 3 secondary schools. One is in Klang High School. The second one is in a Catholic High School here. And the third one is Sekolah Menengah Seri Sedang. So in 5 years, I was teaching art education, chemistry and science. So as a very young teacher, I found very difficult to teach, so the subject, So to understand the content of the subject, I read a lot of books, That time, really I read a lot of books because I want to teach. Like art, I know how to draw, but the theory of art, I don't know. So what to do? I think maybe I can write a book that useful for my teaching. Because I refer to the book in the market, quite difficult to understand. Sometimes Mak Saleh, they write the book to make us cannot understand. So as a young teacher, I did not have a time to write. So, but in 1996 to 1996 to 1998, 1998, not typing error. Sometimes at night, and my eyes is so small, so can't see. 98, 2 years, not 10 years. So I did my master degree part-time. So morning I have to teach chemistry, art, and so on. Then afternoon I have to attend classes 3 hours. So for 3 days per week. So then that time I'm doing educational pedagogy. So that time also I think of writing books. So at the end, I managed to write 3 books, publish the 3 books. The publisher is Pearson Longman. So between the doing my study and then I tried to write this. At the end, these are my first 3 books. Then in 1999 to 2002, I did my PhD in UPM also, educational pedagogy in psychology. So I do about thinking skill, left brain, right brain studies. So that time, I come up with how many books? 18 books in the 3 years. In the 3 years, I don't know how I write it. Now I recall back, I don't know what I have done, you know. So if you ask me also, I don't know. Because I have to do a lot of things also. So luckily my wife didn't run away from me. Because most of the time I have to write books. After 10 p.m., so I will sit into the room and then start writing. So to write a book, you cannot say that today I want to write 1 hour. Cannot. At least 4 hours one day. So self-discipline is very important. So with a PhD and so I graduated. Then I was spotted to Teacher Training Institute, IPGIK, Ilmu Khas, in KL. So between 2003 to 2007, so I teach thinking skills. So I come up with this book. Because whenever I teach a new subject, I will write a book. This is my principle. So for me, this book, because I put in a lot of measurement, so this book become one of the subjects in this MMU. They are doing this creative multimedia. So they are tech. Then I also won iTech gold medal because of the tech. I put it into the computer-based testing. Okay. So then in 2008, I joined as a senior lecturer, so Institute of Education Leadership. Just I come up with a book. I'm an editor with my master degree student. So this is leadership because I have to teach leadership also. So, okay? So I think writing book, my experience is about 20 years. 20 years. So why you want to write academic book? Why? So for somebody, maybe they try to enhance knowledge or expertise in their field, isn't it? Then to share knowledge to the community, I write a book to share to other people in my field, the community also. So book have a very, very important impact to the community. I'm writing journal and I'm also writing book. So I found that journal is for me to how to say to show the knowledge, or research, the new finding and so on. But book is different. Book is to provide knowledge, to the people. Okay, and also improve our own knowledge. So as teaching material, also some people they write book. So and so on. Sometimes it's for promotion. Our lecturer, they need to promote book, write books. If they don't have a book, then promotion is sometimes cannot meet the requirement. So to fulfill the requirement for graduation, this sounds better because I think some of you here are the students, isn't it? So you need to publish book. So for publication requirement, the new ruling, 24th August, master degree. So for research mode, for social science, you need to publish 1 article in ISI, Web of Science journal, or 1 book in the Web of Science master list. So this means a book actually now is equal to an ISI publication. It is very important now. So as a student, some of you might have to think of writing a book also. So for PhD by research, social science, one article in journal ISI and one book also. The same apply to the PhD and master. It's okay? So this is the new ruling. I'm not sure why the number is the same, but I just follow the guideline. Okay. The problem of a book author, normally we face a problem of writing books, isn't it? In academic work, writing and publishing academic book is a necessity. So however, the problem in authoring academic book is demand has failed to grow with publishing input. Demand. So sometimes you imagine you write a book, but nobody want to read. Shock and read, isn't it? So books are published and kept into the store because they cannot fulfill the need of reader. If I write a book, I'm sure I want to sell the book, isn't it? If nobody read my book, then before I write a book, isn't it? Imagine you write a book for 3 years. Oh, so good the content. You think so good the content. Then at the end it's published. After publishing, you wait for half a year. Then nobody buy the book. So one day the publisher call, then say, okay, today very good news. Today somebody they just buy 100 copies. So you feel very happy. So you jump to your wife. You just have to tell your wife, but your wife is coming back. So your wife is the one who bought your book. So this situation sometimes it's faced by the. I faced this problem also when I first published a book. So nobody want to buy. So the publisher asked me, "Hey, you have to go to sell your book." I'm an author. I sell the book also. So I wait there also cannot sell. So sometimes it happens. So why like this? It's because of the need of the author is not fulfilled. Okay. So book selling statistics. The average book sells 3,000 copies in its lifetime. So that means on average, 300 copies only. Then the average published book will sell about 250 to 300 copies its first years. So not many, isn't it? Then the average digital only author publish. Some people they don't want to publish hardcover, hard copy, but they publish digital. Sell 250 copies in its lifetime. That means the whole life. 250 copies, how much you can earn? Not say earning lah, but still not many people reading. So some people they just write the book, then they put there, then they just for promotion and so on. So the fundamental problem of academic writing is always not reader and market read. Not reader, We read a book, we like to write the book, but we don't know whether the people want or not. So it is author and publisher read. Author. So the problem of oversupplying, always like this. No. So the best publishing company today are all marketing driven. So marketing researcher conduct by publisher to identify the book value. So when we publish a book, when first we want to publish the book, the publisher will do a market survey. So it will survey whether the book have a market value or not, whether people want or not. So if the publisher says yes, then maybe can, but still don't know, because the reader is different from what they see. So respondent, normally they will conduct the study on librarians, wholesaler, independent bookstore, and university and other institutions, individual scholar, professionals, and researchers. So not the direct readers. So as the author, we have to do something. So the publisher generally try to find a market only after they have published a book. Why after they have published a book? Is it because without the complete published book, doing market research wastes publishers' money. If the book finally not published, very hard to say, isn't it? Maybe somewhere the author run away, or the author just stop writing. So market research conducted by the publisher to identify supply to the market. So normally they will go to the library, they will go to the lecturer, and so on. So for academic major, academic book, so they will send. Normally they will send 3 copies of your draft book to 3 scholars. Then from there, they will review whether the book is good or not. So the reader need to use the concept test. To understand the author need to use the concept test to understand the author, the readers also. So normally this concept test used in business study. Business, so they use the concept test. No literature on use of concept test study by author in writing. So I find the literature, there is no. Nobody use this. But in business, people come up with a product, like this product. So people want to test whether this product is good or not. So they conduct a concept test. So it might be a useful strategy in overcoming the problem of oversupply. So the author is writing for an audience of peers and know what they read and want. Therefore, by using the concept test, the informed audience become part of the writing process. Because they'll tell you what I want, isn't it? So, for example, you draw goreng pisang also, you want people to eat, isn't it? But your goreng pisang, purple color, so maybe the people don't want because their taste is different, isn't it? So, you must conduct a concept test to test whether they want to eat or not, isn't it? So, used in the business study. So, definition, concept need, relative improvement over current method of doing things, over reaction of user to the concept. So we want to see whether they accept or not, acceptability, desirability. So they desire to buy or not, or interested or not to read the book. So likelihood of purchase of the concept or not, isn't it? So these are the details I just find in the internet. So no need to read. So for market research, is it conducted by the publisher? But for concept test, is it conducted by the author? So to identify the need of the reader, and it will be more reliable. Okay? So I was market research is important in helping publisher to understand the need of book market, but concept test is important in helping author to understand the need of the reader. So the reader is more important. So I will show you one example that I did. So my study, that time I was a facilitator of a 12-week research course for lecturer of Teacher Training Institute, organized by the Ministry of Education Malaysia between 2003 and 2006. So we have one facilitator here also, Dr. Lawrence, which is sitting there. Okay, from ICBA. So participants complain, that time, because I am a facilitator, so they complain that in the market, lack of reference material in the book market that suit the local research climate. So reference books written by overseas authors difficult to understand. So sometimes the overseas people, they think that our standard is same as their standard. They are the professors, so they think that all their readers are the professors. So it's difficult to read, isn't it? And sometimes they try to hide something. When you write a book, your expertise, so you will hide 50%. So that the reader is not better than you. Another thing is, they use the word, the sentence that confuse you. Do you feel like this? Sometimes you read the book, you confused, totally confused. So that's why I think it is not good. So, So what I do, so I read the literature. According to 2006 book market survey, on 1,000 librarians, 95% of the respondents thought that the technical design of a book influenced the reading rate. Technical design, that means the cover. If I put a book, then put my face on it, so you want to buy or not? You don't want technical cover. And how thick is it? How big is it? How heavy is it? All these will influence whether the readers want or not. So 77% of them believe that the content of the book, the content also, they read the content also. So affect procurement of the book. So from here, I realized that I have to do something. If I want to write a book, that the book these people want to use. So I conduct on the characteristic and the content, just like what the literature show for a research book. So I want to write a book because they complain, isn't it? So the method, I use the non-experimental design survey method with the question A to collect the data. Then the respondents are the participants of research courses, the 12-week courses and research seminars. Sometimes I go to the seminar, so I just give the questionnaire to these people. So most of them, they are lecturers, so they are studying in the university for their master's degree or PhD study. So organized by the teacher training division of Ministry of Education. So the respondents are from 27 teaching training institute. So this is the finding. So when you see the educational background, most of them have second degrees, master degree. Then research experience, 3 to 5. Most of them also have 3 to 5 years of experience. Habit. Then this is number of research reference books read this year, 1 or 2. So not many also. Number of research reference books purchased in the last 3 years. I just want to see whether they buy book or not and so on. Then finding characteristic and specification of an ideal research reference book. So for here, the price is 30. They want the book to be 30 ringgit and 39. It is very cheap. And 40 and 49, it is 16.5%. Then thickness, they want 200 to 299 pages. Then weight, 500. So some of them, they say it's too thick, then carry also very difficult. So some of them also mention that if the size is too big, their bag also cannot. They cannot put in the bag. Or too small, it's not good also. So soft cover, they want soft cover. They don't want hard cover. No, hard cover may be expensive. So from here, illustration, the book have a picture and so on, isn't it? So they want 10 to 19%, most of them. 48% and 20 to 29%, we have 35%. Then percentage, presentation style, they want text, example, and illustration. Example is important also. Illustration is important also. Focus on the content, research theories, and practice. And they also want Malay language because it is in Malaysia. So most of them in teaching college, we teach the student by using Malay language. So they want Malay. So my book are purposely for the teacher training college people, not for the university. So focus on local research climate. Okay. So these are the summary of what I have shown. Then summary of content of an ideal reference book. So what they want is, these are the content that they want. Research method, research design, sampling procedures, measurement in research instrumentation, format of writing report, quantitative, qualitative research method, data analysis. All these are general. Research ethics, correlation, action research, regression analysis, non-parametric test, writing research report according to APA format. Then they want factor analysis, SPSS step by step, MANOVA, a multivariate test, structural equation modeling by using MOS. The time just begin. People use here. Computer-aided quantitative analysis, reliability, and so on. So these are the what they want. They just write out. So I use multiple response analysis to analyze how many percent of them. But here also we can separate into a few subtopics. So from here, Based on the research finding, the author wrote a series of books, The Research Method and Statistics in Malay Language. So 58 chapters. The first edition is 58 chapters. So I divide it into all the topics into 5 books. Then I show it to the publisher. So about the book. So then I start writing. So reviewer comment on the draft of the book, the first 2 books. So the book will be a good practical guide for any student involved in research. As it is, the book will be a useful reference for data analysis and research methodology courses. So I will consider using the book for my subject. So the reviewer is a professor in university. So if the person want to use, then I feel very happy. So then the book series was published by McGraw-Hill between 2008 to 2006-2008. Book 1, June 2008, 2007, 2008. So the 5 books published. So these are the specification of the product of the need study, the concept test. So the price for the volume 1 is 38. It's good also, isn't it? Very cheap. Then 33, volume 2, 47, 49 is in the range that they want. Then the thickness also, not so thick, isn't it? 200 something, 200, but the book 5 is a little bit thick because why? Because a lot of analysis, the output. Then the weight, 500 to, because they want 500, so in between. Size A4, soft cover, illustration. So illustration 20%, 25% is because of in SPSS and so on, they have a lot of this picture, the graph and so on. Presentation style, text, example, and illustration, focus on content, research theory, and practice. Then the language is the Malay language. So this one will fulfill the need of the author. So the author, this is what the author wants. So the first book is like this. I have at first I have 18 chapters. This book begins with Introduction to Research, Research Ethics, Literature Review, Research Design, Experimental, Quasi-Experimental Survey, Field Study, Case Study, Action Research, Historical Research, Probability Sampling Procedure, and so on. Just like a normal research method book. So it's the first version, second version, and third version in 2015. So the second book, I put in all the content, descriptive, inferential, statistic, qualitative data analysis. Then reliability, chi-square, t-test, ANOVA, correlation, multiple regression, multiple dichotomy in the second version. Then report, result, data analysis based on APA format. So these are what they want, And then 3 versions published. Then volume 3, I have 2 versions. The third version still not prepared yet. So measuring skill and statistics. Then main weakness, chapter 4, recursion, Kuster-Wallis, fragment, Spearman, and so on. So these are the tests that used for the Likert skill, item, and nominal data. Then I go to the volume 4. The volume 4 is all the OVA family. OVA, MANOVA, ANCOVA. One-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, SPANOVA, split-port ANOVA. For experimental research is very good. ANCOVA, independent sample, and so on. So method of writing high-impact journal also for the second version. So this is the last chapter. So this is for factor analysis, regression test, and structural equation modeling. So the 5 books. So some of the readers, they say that in Malay they can't understand. So I translated the book also in English for the first book. Then it is in two versions or so. Then for the mastering research statistics, I translate from the book 2 also. So finally, I have published 15 books from this series. So this book, for the illustration, I try to put some cartoon so that, because statistics is very, very boring. So I put the cartoon so that they become, how to say, interesting. So for example, talking about physical and psychological for mental harm, I I use this cartoon. I am conducting a research on worker effectiveness. Please answer the question. Are you lazy, insane, uneducated, and stupid? So if you go interview people by this question, then the person will chase you. So are you insulting me? So that means this kind of cartoon is just to how to say, to make people, the book more interesting. Comparing the three techniques using fragment test. Fragment test is the test, the non-parametric test to compare the three techniques. So you can see in the swimming pool, there are three swimmers, isn't it? So the first one is the motivator. The second one is the shark. The third one is the wife. This is not my wife. Don't misunderstand, So this is other people. So my wife is very good. So you can see which technique is the most effective. So when people see this, it will have how to say, they want to read more. So this have a long-term effect. This one short-term effect. Short-term. Eat only, die already. Then this one also have a long-term effect. Whole life effect. Okay. Then about the chapter, book 4, so every chapter I will put cartoon because I was a cartoonist for newspaper between 1985 to 1995. So I tried to put a cartoon. Congratulations, because your manuscript is the number 100 that we have received. Normally the journal would make a decision, isn't it? So unfortunately, it is the number 99 we reject. I want to show that publishing is not so easy. Journal, especially ISI, high impact. And then this one, when talking about factor for logistic regression analysis, darling, the living style of our cat is unhealthy. So you can see the cat there. So let's use the logistic regression to predict the factor. So from here, maybe people, you see the cat is watching TV, watching TV and smoking also. So when talking about sampling procedure, this is the example, book 1 for English version. So yes, both of you are in my sample list. You see the black skin cow. So those are different. Come on, this is not fair. They can't represent my population. Your sampling procedure is wrong. I just want to talk about the sampling procedures. But when we use this, it will become more interesting. So if you want to write a book, maybe you can hire me to write cartoon for you. So I can earn some income. So the book widely used by researcher, educational, students in higher education in Malaysia and Indonesia. Rank among McGraw-Hill best selling. So conclusion. This is the real study on the use of concept test. Concept test is a practical and useful strategy to apply before writing a book. So don't write just because you want to write. You must write for your audience. Write for your reader, not write for yourself only. So it provides up-to-date, relevant, and specific information about potential product. So the research information forms a strong connection between the need of the readers and the author's book writing ideas, the ideas. So the author would not have been confident. I'm not confident enough to write a book if I didn't use a concept test to collect the data from the readers. So this is very important. So this is my new concept. So before that, most of the time people write books, they just go to the publisher. I want to write this book. Then, so start doing concept tests and writing your book. If you are a student, if you are a lecturer, also you can start. So process of writing book. I just want to show that. The first step is you conduct a concept test to the target readers. The reader must be a group of people that you are going to start the book. Then drop the content of the book, all the chapters. Just drop out all the chapters that you want. Very simple. Just put all the chapters. But before that, you have to go to the market to look at the book that almost similar to your book. Then write 3 full chapters. let's say you have your content has 10 chapters. So write 3 only enough. 3 chapters. Concentrate on that. Write it nicely. Then contact a publisher. Then only you contact a publisher. You show it to them. Now my content is like this. So I have gone to the market. I see the book is like this. The problem is like this. So my add in some value. So I think the book can be shown to the what? Because I did a concept test study. So what the reader want. So all is inside here. So then the publisher was sent to the reviewer. Normally they will send to 3 reviewer or 4. So that in your field. Then maybe 3 months. After 3 months, the report will come back. Then you have to modify and rewrite the whole book. The whole book, all the chapter you have to write. Make it nicely. Then send to the publisher again. The whole complete draft of the book. Then sign the contract. Then they will sign, if they want to publish, they will ask you to sign the contract. So the contract normally they will tell you 8% only you will get. If one book is 10 ringgit, then you will get how many? 80 cents only. One book 80 cents. Is it okay? No problem. We are not going to earn money from book. Even it's best selling also. The 8%, 10% is so little. No. So language editing by experts. So they were sent for language editing. Then finally checking by the author. They will send back to you, say, okay, they suggest you to change the language, design and the cover. Then at the end, printing. So the book is published. Okay? So you have to weigh whether the book can be sold or not. My 5 books, at first, when it published, nobody want to read. They give it to the university lecturer, The university lecturer, we have book already, We have Franker, we have all these people's book, Why we want to use the book? And so they don't want, So I wait for half a year. Just now the story is not my story, but I also wait for half a year. Wait for half a year, the first printing is 3,000. They keep into the store. In McGraw Hill there, in Grand Mary. So then, they call me, hey, Chua, last time you promised that your book can sell, can be sold. So 3,000 copies is there. So what to do? Now what to do? So the 2 editors of my book resigned because of the book cannot sell. So one of the editor called me, crying, I lost my job because of your book. I nearly cry also. We want to cry together. Cannot. Now the general manager of McGraw said, no, we will organize this book, selling, the activities. So you will go to the university, you will talk about your book. You put there, then you talk, and then the student come yourself. It's very difficult for me at that time. So I said, I am an author. Why I should sell the book? Your salesman had to sell. So after 6 months only people buying, start buying. Start buying. At the end, they say, okay, you came. They order 200 copies. The nursing institute ordered 3,000 copies. Then here and there they order because they know the book already. So many people using it. So at the end, in 2 years only, it become a best selling. So the general manager every year give me gift. Now it's different. Yeah, Chua, you want to do more book? More book. That's why I come out with 15, more, they want more because they can sell. So the process, sometimes writing a book is 1 to 2 years. So have a nice day with this. Thank you.
Give another round of applause to Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw. Thank you, Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw. Ladies and gentlemen, we now would like to welcome Professor Dr. Nur Saadah to deliver the closing remarks for today's inaugural lecture of Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw. Please welcome.
That was a very inspiring talk by Professor Chua. I hope everybody now is inspired to go back, back to your offices or your houses to start writing books, because I think, the information that he has shared with us is actually very useful, and hopefully will make us also best-selling authors. I have my own books that is sitting only in my room. I suppose I should now go back and try and do, concept tests to ensure that the book is now, sold. Anyway, so in keeping with the tradition of inaugural lecture, there shouldn't be any questions. But I will try just to summarize a little bit of what Professor Chua has said in his lecture, that the fundamental problem of academic book writing is not always the reader and market-led problem. Okay, it is actually the author and the publishers-led. Everybody, the author writes, publisher thinks that it's a book, that something that can be published and sold, but actually readers do not want to read it. So it would be very useful first, before we actually write a book, and to do a concept test, to ensure that the book and the knowledge that we want to disseminate would be actually disseminated to the right audience and the audience that require it. So he has actually shown example from his own experience. It is very inspiring that even as a student, PhD student, which we all know, going through this, he was able to write 15 books, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, which is not something that a lot of us even thought of doing. So, we should take our, use him as an icon, and actually use him as our inspiration to proceed and actually write our books where we procrastinate. Because at the moment, I myself am procrastinating, on one manuscript, thinking that if I just look at it, the book will be completed. But perhaps now with the new information and new knowledge that I gained from Prof. Chua's lecture, maybe I should shelve that book and start a concept test first. Okay, so without much ado, let's congratulate Prof. Chua again for his inaugural lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. We would now like to welcome Professor Chua Yan Piaw to come up on stage as a special token session. Okay, this special token is from Institute of Educational Leadership. Okay, give a big round of applause to Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw, our speaker for today. Thank you, Professor Dr. Nur Sada. Ladies and gentlemen, today's inaugural lecture of Professor Dr. Chua Yan Piaw has been a great success. We are truly thankful to everyone who had volunteered their time and your presence. We must add that every single person here is committed to keeping the effectiveness of education going strong. This collaboration and contribution of knowledge through sharing sessions has given a remarkable impact towards leading learning. With this, we would like to wish all of you a very good and safe journey home. All are welcome to some refreshment outside the auditorium. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And have a pleasant day. Perhaps maybe ready for a photo session with the speaker of the day.